Tuesday, 27th September 2011. We're parked at the very top of Glen Esk. It's a bit drizzly at the moment. We're going to go to Balnamoon's cave. So we'll turn off at Glen Mark further up. Trees have actually started to turn, although we're still in September. Real autumn looking. This is where we turn off at this signpost, just on the right, up from the car park. That's the path now that goes up Glen Mark, past the house of Mark. So we'll follow that up towards the Queen's Well. So it's still quite dull. There's a good path all the way up. We passed the house of Mark and we're now moving on towards the Queen's Well. But we'll turn left across the bridge, just up here, to go up the left hand side of the burn. About a mile up the track, we turn left here, down here at the bridge, across the River Mark, and then we go up the left hand side of the burn. And that saves us having to cross the burn further up, because we maybe have a problem getting across. So down there. This is looking back the way we've come. It's very muddy. They're putting up a new fence. Once that's settled down, it'll be okay. That's looking back the way. A lot of mud. We've just come through the trees. The path's a lot better now. Not much of a path, but quite good. And we're heading up towards the Queen's Well. It's up there in the distance. And then round to the left to Balnamoon's cave. The wind's got quite high. We're now level with the Queen's Well, where Queen Victoria and Prince Albert stopped for a drink when they came over from Ballater, over Mount Keen. That's the path for Mount Keen up there. And then this is looking up Glen Mark. There's the path for Mount Keen. There, the ladder it's called. And then looking up Glen Mark there, the way we're going up to Balnamoon's cave. The path we've come on's not very good, with heather bashing and very difficult to see path. We're up at Carlochy now. There's a lochin just in there called Carlochy. It's worth a visit. I'm a bit tired to go over there today. It's been quite hard going. But we go away up this way, up Glen Mark. That's us just passing the waterfall coming down there into the River Mark. And there's Craig of Doon Hill there, Craig of Doon. And we go still further up Glen Mark, round this way. Balnamoon's cave is away round that corner, although there are actually caves much higher up, away up in this area opposite the Craig of Doon. But Balnamoon's is documented is round there. That's looking back down Glen Mark. The wind's got a bit strong. We stopped for lunch. There's not much of a path up here, but we're only barely a mile from the cave now. So we'll push on shortly. Let's just come to this bit on the waterfall in the River Mark. We're not far from the cave now. The cave's away over that way. There's not much of a path. And this is the River Mark here. And you can, with difficulty, get across here. You came up the other side, it is possible, but the river's running quite high just now. I wouldn't advise it. So, we're going on up here. Just past the waterfall, you come to this flat bit. There's a huge boulder over there. Head for that boulder to view the cave. You stand with your back to that big boulder and just look, not high up the hillside, but there's Harry with the yellow jacket there just now, and that's Balnamoon's cave just there. I'll go and take a close-up shot of it. There's the cave there. Some people are just going into it. Quite a narrow entrance with man-made sides and a big rock on the top. You can't get in with a rucksack, but it's worth seeing. That's our lot all down now, and that's the cave up there. That's what it looks like. Not too high up the hillside. Well worth the visit. Took us 3.5 hours to walk from the car park with a lunch stop. That's us on our way back now down Glen Mark. Wind's fierce up here and quite dismal. We're on our way back. Looking back up the way we've come from Balnamoon's cave. Not too bad there, keep high. Now we're going low. That's Craigadoon over there, and that's our group down by the river. Come down now and follow the river back a bit. We've decided to cross the river down here. It's flowing. That's fine, Harry. On you come. On you go. We'll get our feet wet, but we're getting across to the side of the Queen's Well. The water's running quite high. Here's more coming across. My feet are soaked, but they'll dry. So we've got a much better track to get back to the car park. This is the ladder burn that we still have to cross further down.
The ladder burn we've crossed?
The ladder, yeah. And just quite near the Queen's Well now. Just a stone throw from the Queen's Well. That's looking up Glen Mark again. That's us at the Queen's Well, looking back the way. That was a 1861 Victoria stopped here, the year that Albert died. And then that's looking up the path towards Mount Keene, up that way, and looking back towards Balnamoon Cave. Balnamoon was an officer in the Jacobite army at Culloden and hid out in Glen Esk after the battle. So that's the Queen's Well there. We're moving down the track now from the Queen's Well. We're not too far away from the bus, maybe about a mile from our transport. It's been a good walk, probably about a good 10 miles. That's us, it's just about back now. That's the deer fence. The trees are turning already, although it's just late September. That's a view of the trees down by the Mark burn there. Just as well we'll cross the burn further up, because it's a much better track to walk back on. That's the House of Mark over there. They say that that's where the inn called Brusty was located in the glen at one time, right at the top of Glen Esk. Brusty. It's mentioned in John Angus's book on Balnamoon. So we're just about back now. That's us back now at the van. Taken us 5.5 hours, and we've covered just slightly under 10 miles.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome as well. It's good.